They don't think it's possible for themselves. I think that's the biggest thing. And that's how I felt as well before. You look around, especially places like Dubai, you look at it, it's like, whoa, crazy, crazy, crazy. Big buildings, money all around, G-Wagons, GT3 RS, like Urus, just constantly going past. And like, I feel that now. I mean, I can literally see a supercar right now as I look outside. But the thing to keep in mind is that all of these people are just people like you and I, right? They've just developed a garden which has allowed them to, well, they've cultivated a garden for a certain amount of time, which has allowed them to get these sorts of assets, right? And we've got to think about our lives in the same way, right? Our garden is, I don't know where you are in your position, but my garden right now, I'm not in a position where I can fork out 400 grand on a Ferrari. So what I need to do is I need to keep cultivating that garden. And a part of that garden, a core part of that garden, is the mindset. So you have this garden, right? And you're pouring water on it and feeding it and making sure that it's going to grow. But the number one thing to remember here is that your garden, it hasn't happened yet. So you're probably looking around at your life. Yeah, let's say your life is your garden, right? You're looking at your life and you're thinking, well, it's just a bunch of seeds or just sprouts. Like, what am I going to do with this? And you think, oh, I'll try and grow over here with this soil, right? And that's the wrong way to think. You need to keep cultivating your garden as much as possible because it's your garden at the end of the day. And the longer you stay there and learn, the ins and outs of trying to grow the plants and stuff like that, they will grow. And you'll end up with a life that you wanted to live. And this is the beauty about living in the modern day that we have now, because so many people have done it before us that the path is literally laid out. Like, you could literally grow, let's say you wanted to grow some plants now, yeah? You go to the shop, you get a plant pot, you get some seeds, and on the seeds, there's literally a step-by-step manual on how to grow the plant and cultivate a really nice garden. Now, we didn't have the beauty of this. You would have with plants and stuff like that. But in terms of your life, you didn't have this back in the day where you could learn to be an entrepreneur and stuff like this. Nowadays, there's so many online courses, there's YouTube, there's videos and there's creators and stuff like that who are laying out the path for you to create your own life. And it's a wonderful age because it's literally there, the blueprint's there, right? And I look at the people like Charlie Morgan, right? And I've come to learn recently that he's just done the same thing that Sam Ovens has done because he was a student of Sam Ovens. He's literally done the same thing. Sam Ovens had a course, right, which was teaching people how to make money through acquisition systems, paid ads, and all that sort of stuff, right? And he scaled that to 100 grand a day or whatever it was. And Charlie Morgan's literally gone and done the same. He brought out Easy Grow, which a lot of the same modules are the exact same as Sam Ovens, and he's now brought out a mastermind, which is a back-end mastermind, which is a large. I think Easy Grow's 10K, the mastermind's 30K, but that's the exact same thing that Sam Ovens did. He did a high ticket front end, and then he did a high ticket back end, and he scaled up the ads. He's literally following the same path that Sam Ovens, the exact same path. Same as William Brown. He's done the exact same thing on YouTube. Look up Will Brown or William Brown. He's done the exact same thing. He's got a high ticket and now he's doing a mastermind. And all of these other creators are doing the exact same thing. So the path is literally laid. And the path is not only laid in this one area, the path is laid out for all of these other industries. So many industries. Anything you can think of. You look up how to scale a cooking business, how to scale an online coaching business, how to scale an online fitness business, how to scale an online trading business. Everything is so much knowledge. There's a vast array of knowledge out there. And I think the main problem is with people nowadays is that it's the perspective that I can do this, right? I was just an insecure little kid, and I'm not saying by any means that I'm where I want to be, but at the same time, I'm a lot further than I thought I was going to be at one stage, right? Even a few years ago, I'm a lot further along than I thought I would be. Didn't think I'd be living in Dubai, 2 years ago. So it's insane how quick your life can change and your surroundings can change just through a mindset shift of, look, I can do this. What's the steps? And it's just steps. You don't need to be extremely clever, right? You just need to understand the steps to get there and persevere, right? Think of it like this way. You have a garden, yeah? Or you have soil, right? You have seeds. Plant the seeds and you're like, where's the garden? But it's not about that. It's about all the time and effort it takes to cultivate the garden and watch those seeds to sprout into plants. And the issue is when you're at the starting stages, you can't really see anything. You need to give it time, and then all of a sudden you have a massive garden. But the middle part is what people don't like to endure. It's the end that they want to get to, but they're not willing to do the uncertain work of planting, watering the plants, and trying to cultivate them, because that's the bit where you don't see the results, right? But that's what you have to go through to get to the other end. It's a blessing and a curse, because if there is a God out there or a spirit, right, it's testing you. It's trying to see if you're willing to go through the uncertainty to get to where you want to go. And I think that's it. In my life, I had to go through extremely uncertain times where, I couldn't pay bills. I had to, I was thinking about asking for family to ask to pay bills, but I ended up managing to do it myself. And I got through it, and that actually led to, that was one of my pivotal moments of me taking responsibility for my life and not asking other people for help. And that was a massive step in my personal development. So it's all a test, right? And usually the hardest stages are the ones that matter the most. And you look back at these stages where it's really hard, and you actually thank yourself or thank the universe for putting you through it, because without it, what sort of person would you have been if you didn't go through all of the stuff that you have? I'm sure you can think of something right now which you've gone through, which is a massive struggle. But look at the person you are now because of as a result of the stuff that you did go through and the things that you've learned. You wouldn't have wanted to not go through that now after you've learned all the stuff that you have. So be grateful, and I need to be more grateful as well. But this is just a little reminder that you can do what you want to do. You just need to understand the path that gets you there. So look at the people at the top who have done the exact thing that you want to do, and just follow what they did, or get as much information about what they did as possible. And ideally seek them out and try and ask them. You got LinkedIn. You can reach out to anyone in the world. I saw Gary Vee talk about how LinkedIn is like a once in a lifetime opportunity. Meeting the people you do meet on LinkedIn every day is like a once in a lifetime opportunity. Say, for example, you want to meet the founder of a top energy company, right? You might go to a networking event and maybe be at the bar at the same time as one of them once in your lifetime. But now it's like you can just reach out to them on LinkedIn online. Top energy companies, this person, this person, this person, reach out to them straight away. Like, do you understand the impact of that? Whereas 50 years ago, you would have had to have come across someone in the bar, and if you had the courage enough to go up to them and then potentially get a word in, that comes around once every 6 months or a year or 10 years, depending on how often you surround yourself with that. But now we've got the online era where you can create once in a lifetime opportunities every single day.